Welcome.
It's Wednesday, July 4th or 4th of July, so a lot of people are celebrating. Congratulations to you if it's your birthday today, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sports. Certain matches happening, analysis of the sports stories we done very well with Tega in the studio with us. Hi, Tega. Good morning.
Hiya, good morning.
Good morning. Girls, to contribute to the show, please send a message to WhatsApp 07981. Also, use that hashtag on.
Draft system, the best. Again, the way he plays is very physical. Run through it, truck, get dunk first, then realize that much as he's good and he's fearless, he picks up injuries regularly. Before this deal even happened, a lot of people were looking at a lot of other teams were looking to get him. New Orleans Pelicans were going to have a meeting with him, I think on Thursday, to try and see if they can renew his contract. If they can agree on how they will renew his contract, because there was talks about giving him a particular amount, and it wasn't what he wanted. And from nowhere, it's like two guys just walked into him and said, Cousins has a contract problem. And the other guy was like, oh, yeah, bring him over. That's how quickly the deal was agreed and arranged. And so even if he had to lose some money for him to move to the Golden State Warriors, guess what? If he wins a ring next year, nobody will be talking about how much he lost. They just be like, he's an NBA champion. End of discussion.
Last.
Yeah, but it's just ridiculous that he's moving to a team, and the when he gets better, because he's not going to start the season with him because of this injury, but when he does get better, they'll have the all-star lineup. Starting five will be an all-star lineup, the most wicked in the history of the NBA. Thank you, Adam Silver, for killing the NBA.
Now, wow. Well, let's move away from that. Let's talk some tennis, shall we? So, two-time champion Petra Kvitova and former winner Maria Sharapova both suffered surprise defeats in the first round of the women's singles at Wimbledon, as Tega just low-key, actually high-key celebrates in the studio. Now, 18 Kvitova never looked comfortable against world number 50, Alexandra Sansnovich of Belarus. Long game.
A long one.
Battle.
But somebody just gave Maria Sharapova her
just desserts.
Give her vitamins. Let her just, you understand.
That's what we call it now.
This match was long. That's why she couldn't sustain it. And that her vitamins helps with stamina.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why they look at it and say this is doping. But it's sad. She can't win a match without her nutrients. Sad one. But for Petra Kvitova, it was a struggle from the very off. She looked uncomfortable. She had no rhythm. She was struggling with her first serves. She was struggling with her ground strokes. It seemed like nothing was working with, and you could see that she was wheeling herself and pushing herself. And I think that's all that kept her in the match. Because Sasnovich had everything in control. Even when Sasnovich lost the second set to Kvitova, she just breaking transmission, right? Whether she wasn't in the right mood physically, it started mentally, second guessing herself at every point in time. So it's a sad one that she's lost, but somebody will be celebrating like one big name is out. And for Sharapova, well,
unfortunately,
need I say more?
Let's come back to Nigeria now with this story. Remember, you can send your messages 0809 444 981. Nigerian coach Gareth Rohr has said that he was very surprised to learn that captain John Obi Mikel played their decisive World Cup game against Argentina while his father sat kidnapped. I was very surprised to hear this, Rohr said. I did not know about it because he did not tell me. He then added, but it shows that he has good mental strength to be able to play in this situation. He's a real leader. But Rohr said that even if he had known, he would have led the decision about playing to Mikel. In his words, he was quoted as saying, if I knew about it, I would let him decide. No pressure. I have full confidence in him and to make the best decision for himself, his family, and his team. It is shocking that such a thing happens to anybody and to somebody who represents his country.
Well, first of all, I'm going to have to say this. He didn't show when he was playing. So at the end of the day, welcome Mikel before the Argentina,
4 hours before the game.
And they told him 4 hours before the game about the ransom.
Wow.
Okay. So 4 hours before kickoff about the ransom. So he was dealing with that. That's when he sat down and told some Nigerian reporters about, a Nigerian reporter about the story, who broke the story later on. But he couldn't talk about it until the file was released because they said, don't tell us that, and not. I think the part of going through a problem is not being able to talk about it. And having that issue about how this happened. And this is the second time. So they're trying to sort out how this happened, and they'll see how good. We are really grateful for this service.
I'm telling you,
I'm grateful they got him back.
Newfound respect for John Obi Mikel.
I will wish you all the
back because it's happened and they did that, so that's a good one. Anyways, let's move on. Talk about the Nigerian Football Federation return from the FIFA World Cup and plunge straight into deadlock. Of course, there's going to be crisis as Giwa and Pinnick, usual suspects, are locked in a fight over who is the authentic president of the NFF. Tega, will this ever be behind us?
Not again.
Let's give you more details though. Now, Giwa, accompanied by a host of cronies, arrived at the NFF offices at about 12 noon to enforce a Supreme Court ruling which voided the election of Mr. Pinnick. But in a swift reaction, Mr. Pinnick insisted that he was still the president of the NFF, declaring that the directive by the sports minister, Solomon Dalong, for Giwa to take over NFF headquarters. Now, speaking through the NFF lawyer, Mr. Festus Keyamo, again the usual suspects, Pinnick argued the court orders are non-binding on the NFF.
Yes, they're not binding on FIFA.
Okay.
Bottom line, okay. So this issue, like I said, I think it was an issue I told you that when Nigeria lost against Croatia, some people were celebrating. They were very happy because if the Super Eagles didn't do well at the World Cup, it will give them more
clout and wiggle.
It will give them more onus or whatever, more ammunition to be able to fight Amateur Pinnick. And so then Nigeria played well against Iceland, and then they lost against Argentina, and then all the clause came out. The first person for his clause to come out was Solomon Dalong, saying that it was a tactical blunder and blah blah blah. First of all, I have to say this: Solomon Dalong is the biggest problem in football. First things first. You have to, because there are people, they've always been people that have been contending and fighting, but Solomon Dalong has given them legal ground to do certain things. And so he comes out to say that the NFF must obey the court order. And first of all, FIFA has already said it to send to Nigerians and to Giwa's lawyers and representatives that the courts and the government have nothing to do with football. If they have any grounds, go to CAS and you know what to do. So at the end of the day, by FIFA statutes and rules, Amateur Pinnick is still president. But all this drama is still going to cause an issue, and Solomon Dalong needs to get
talk about sports in the locker room.
I think we should do that. He's the best problem.
It really sounds like such a user, but I'm so distressed by this Macron visit.
What was it?
You're not a hater.
So freaking tasteless. Like it's just.
But some people are happy.
It's just colonizer behavior.
Some people are happy. They prepared their route. They fixed their route.
But they also cleared out everybody.
Yes, no.
They emptied it. All the people that used tribal
cleared it around that street.
4 billion reps.
Oh wow! I wonder how that place will look now.
It is clean. It's clean. The roads are fixed.
In 24 hours, they tar that road again.
But it was in less than 24 hours. They're able to. So you can see that they know what to do. Or dear.
Ridiculous.
Come on, be deceiving themselves. And the guy was trying to watch shaking bomb. What is he going there to do? Is that where the economic planning of the country is?
That's not the only thing, man.
And that's what I'm saying. He's here to watch him bomb. Why is he going to the shrine?
It's not even for that. It's for publicity for France because they've fallen out so badly with their French-speaking countries, which they've been stealing and pillaging from for so long. They're like, ooh, but if we get Nigeria though.
Yeah.
Whenever we're
Let me just respect myself. So sorry about that. I hope you. I'm back in.
Oh my goodness.
There's like 36 seconds.
My name is Akara. As a top wedding
I dropped some new liners with all these ex-internationals.
The way I do that by listening to my favorite tunes and brain-stimulating content that relaxes my mind.
The footballers, just ask me for the footballer line.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they're all new.
My radio, I dial smooth 98.1.
Studio.
And we are back in Lagos. You are listening to Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Right now, it is the locker room with Valentine.
And Folu.
Yep. And of course, as usual, we have our excellent, exceptionally brilliant sports pundit, Tega Onojaife, aka Tega Supreme, up on Twitter. She's doing some strange hand signals, so I have to take back.
You too.
I have to take back some of those compliments. So just take that back. Let's go over to your messages. There is Shengo from Ikorodu up on WhatsApp. Says Maria Sharapova, no, Sharadopa keeps losing without her nutrients. But to Mikel, the guy is strong. And this NFF Bruhahasha, this Giwa must have been a stubborn boy while growing up. Shengo from Ikorodu. More people commenting on the Giwa episode. Sixtus from Egbeda precisely saying that this Giwa is barking up the wrong tree. Now, if FIFA bans us because of him and that long, stopping football, that is the one unifying thing for our nation. Let's go Rolo. Pinnick is good, and every day and twice on Sunday, he says, quoting Tega. Still more, Big T says NFF. Do those guys understand English? Can't anyone read the FIFA statute? FIFA is not under our courts. It has its own rules, and only the CAS can rule on such issues. But do we follow proper routes? No, we just love the drama. FIFA should just ban us. We need the break. I don't tire.
Actually, CAS has already ruled on Giwa's case, referring them back that FIFA's final decision stands. So CAF has thrown his case out, so he's coming to the Nigerian court. I'm waiting for FIFA to just. FIFA has already given him worldwide ban from football for the next 5 years. Him and the cronies that he went.
Yeah.
To NFF class house with. So how do you become FIFA president when you're not supposed to be involved in any footballing activities?
Interesting.
And we've got this one on basketball from Tonya from Agodo on WhatsApp. He says, Boogie joining the Warriors is like you and 4 of your Call of Duty friends playing going paintballing with John Wick, Jason Bourne, James Bond, Jack Reacher, and John McClane. Is not fair on the rest of the league now.
You just finish everyone off.
Everybody.
Let's talk about English football players now. England's players will not be bowed by the pressure of the past, said manager Gareth Southgate after they beat Colombia on penalties to set up a World Cup quarter-final against Sweden. In Southgate's words, today was a very special night for every Englishman. The fans that were here were outnumbered, but I'm delighted for them and everyone at home. We're trying to write our own history, and I've talked to the players about that. They write their own stories. We do not have to be bowed by the pressure of the past. This was special, but I want us to go on. I do not want to go home yet.
Yeah, and it was special. First of all, the first special thing is that England won a penalty shootout at the World Cup. That's the first special one. They haven't. It's like some things were certain in this life. Taxes and England losing penalty shootouts.
Oh, wow.
They won this one. And Pickford made a save. It's one thing if, the Colombians played, well, they didn't take their penalties well, all the same, but Pickford did have a save. However, Pickford did also play well during the game because towards the end of the match, the Colombians came back in, could have gotten a second and killed off the game if Pickford didn't have that really brutal save. And then they scored from the resulting corner, and Colombia from then on they were on the rise. But so what it is England were tested yesterday and they came out winners at the end of the day. You would see all the memes with Jesse Lingard holding the phone to his ear saying, "Mom, I'm not coming home just yet." They did well. Congratulations to them. I have to applaud their grit, their hard work, their stubbornness. They stuck to it. Ultimately, they did the job at the end of the day. Now they are going to be singing. And that's their mantra for the World Cup. They're going to.
Yeah.
We are going to throw you out of the studio and take your passport.
England.
With applause. They face Sweden next, I hope. And I know they will beat Sweden.
When?
Or they face Sweden on Saturday.
Saturday, okay. All right, moving on.
I'm so sorry.
Shut the mic down. It's only Nigerians are talking. Shut the mic down.
Please, let's carry on. Let's go over to South America where more hilarious things are happening. But let's explain what's going on. So, Argentinian legend Diego Maradona has offered to return as national team coach for free after finding that it will cost over £17 million to sack Jorge Sampaoli. Now, the Sampaoli insists that he wants to continue and he will demand the remaining 4 years of his contract is paid in full if he is dismissed. And Maradona said, "I wish God would give me the strength to return as a player. Seeing my national team beaten by a team that is not even one of the best in the tournament, it was very hard. It makes me sad to see everything we built with so much effort destroyed so easily. I would go back to the national team and I would do it for free. I would not ask for anything in return. Can I just say in response, Yimu?
Yimu, big one.
I think it's so sad. You know, the players don't want Sampaoli. Obviously, there was clearly that mutiny that they're all trying to deny.
Is it Maradona?
They don't want Maradona either. But what it is that Maradona is just saying, just in case you can't look, they are poor in Argentina. Let's not look some of the part of the issues that some of the players even had to pay. Had to pay some of the federation staff. That's how broke they are. Yeah. So it's not like Argentina's football federation has had problems for maybe 3 to 4 years now, and really deep-seated issues. You saw after the crowd coming in. What happened was flight tickets were subsidized, and then as soon as you got into Russia and you're an Argentine fan, you got a free jersey, and some of the players paid for them. I don't want to be mentioning before this I'm doing PR for certain players, but the particular player's name stood in front of the line. So players have been doing so much, but I don't think any player will put together their 17 million just so that they'd rather retire than pay the coach that money. So they expected that after the disaster that was the World Cup, that Sampaoli himself will resign. They kind of said no, he wants to stay and revive his reputation. Whatever reputation he has left. Now they are
careful. The thugs will just start showing up to meet him in street corners.
He's lucky that it's Argentina, not Colombia. He would have gone since from the World Cup.
I'm telling you.
By himself.
So what it is that they're in a dilemma right now. He doesn't want to leave, and they can't afford to sack him. That's where they're stuck now.
So many messages still, so let's see if we can race through a few more. Ken Delta Boy says, to be honest, talking about Mikel's father's kidnapping, he says, I praised Mikel in that game as one of his best performances in the colours of the Super Eagles, and I think maybe he got extra motivation and determination, but shame on the kidnappers who cannot offer anything to their nation or families. The police need to get serious and apprehend the perpetrators of this act, and I wish John B. Mikel the very, very best. Thank you very much for that. We've got this one in from Chimabi Victor from Moscow. I love he's always reporting from different places. He says, I'm disappointed in the people in the glass houses. They're just interested in developing their project, their pocket, and not our football. I think it's high time that we chase all of them out of the place so we can have peace for once. Why always Nigeria? He says. Big One sends us a message as usual. We trust. He says, England are the most annoying team in football. Yeah, but we don't care in it. But he says they are anti-football, anti-creativity, and anti-skill. Again, that is your personal opinion. He goes on to say Colombia should have buried them and got punished for not doing so. Absolutely shambolic officiating from the refs. And the perennial losers are England now think they are special. Anyways, up next is the blue and yellow. Come on, Sweden. Come on, England. Well, don't be sour. Where's the US? Nowhere to be found.
My goodness.
Shago from Ikorodu says, for free, Maradona is talking like a typical politician. I even want him to come back in 2022 when we will finally beat them. Says Shago. And Sixter says, the wrath of the hand of God in Argentina. Maybe that is why Maradona wants to do it for free. Just saying, it's really bad for Argentina. If only Giwa could just do the sacrifice and not his pocket.
That's from 60. Interesting.
Oh wait, and then one more message in here. My Babakoka says 3 lions for the culture. For once in World Cup penalties, things didn't go south thanks to Gareth Southgate. If they win this tournament, we will not hear word again in EPL. And about the NFF saga, those who live in glass houses, don't throw stones.
Well said, MI. Let's talk Brazil now. Brazil for Neymar has defended himself against accusations that he overacted after a challenge during the 2-0 World Cup last 16 win over Mexico, saying, I just feel the pain. Mexico coach Juan Carlos O for football, but Neymar said it is complicated. It's not something I can control. He added, I got stepped on unfairly. I think it was off the ball outside the game. I do not think it should be done. But that's the thing. They talk too much before the game, and now they're going home.
Very classless little boy.
First
of all, I have Neymar is irritating. Very talented, very skillful. Could be the best player in the world.
Well, you love him, though.
You know when. Yeah, I also noticed that he's very irritating. But Neymar sometimes Neymar defies physics just to prove that he's in pain. Look, he's lying on the floor. Somebody steps on him. Neymar leaps in the air, first of all. Somebody steps on you, you're on the ground. Though.
Is it your pain?
He leaps in the air, lands, and then rolls. Is that the reaction for somebody that was stepped on? And you're telling me that he just felt pain. So you felt pain, and then you put yourself through the pain of leaping in the air.
You see those souls, the football shoes.
Other people have been stepped on.
That's not the reaction to stepping on.
Neymar tendons are very
step
fragile.
on you cannot be leaping in the air. It's not even physics. It's not even gravitational. They can't step on you and you leap in the air. It's not done. It's not done.
He goes to special acting class.
Yeah. So it's just disgusting, and you know, referees are looking at that, and sometimes they find it hard to even make the call because you're always play acting. I tell you, if I'm a referee, if Neymar's ankle is not separate from the rest of his body, I'm not blowing the whistle. You will roll from there to the end of the pitch and come back. I will not blow because those kind of things can. Because at one point, how do we know when you're really injured? Since you're always play acting. But the thing is, having said that, hopefully he will learn from this, because I mean those kind of things just make people irritated with your style of football.
All right, Lagos, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more stories in the final lap of sport news inside of the locker room here at Smooth 98.1.
Love music. Love life.
That's what he's trying to make me feel bad by saying, Folu on England. It's not time yet to celebrate. I said, I beg. Excuse me, I did not come from Nigeria. Leave me. Have you not already broken almost their record? Leave them in. I'm happy for England. Anything happens now is God's hand. Because I'm happy.
We are now for France. Why do you keep saying
I don't say we. We is France. What is it French?
We.
Whoever, wherever, whenever, we are here to enable you to be you.
Yeah,
Stanbic
when I eventually get it.
Moving forward.
I'm going to remember this one.
A vacation for the education of business.
No, if I'm wealthy and I don't have funds, there's nothing we can do about it.
Don't worry, I've already made this declaration. What's today's days? Let me mark this locker room. I can always refer to it. I said, oh, I thought you were speaking in abstract.
Scratch the card you find within the pouch and you can be a winner! Progress is 3 steps away. Get started with Nescafe.
Oh yeah, that's political for my nail polish.
This is Fumbi, Afro Funky Fumbi.
Studio.
And you are listening to
Mike's
the
up.
smoothest dial on Lagos Radio. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life.
And we are back inside the locker room on Smooth Breakfast with Valentine
And Folu.
and Tega Onojaife giving us fantastic sports analysis. So let's go over to a number of the comments just flooding in. I love how everyone's so involved. People trying to get at me. We have Rainmaker, shout out to him. He says on England, Folu, it's not time to celebrate. That team, they don't have capacity to get to the finals. The only thing they are bringing back home is our Premiership stars. We are now for France. Our president came to Africa Shrine yesterday.
It was we.
Speak for yourself, my guy.
Oh, it's OUI.
Okay, yeah, we win.
England have sharp past Nigeria so far, so please let's not shout too much. We've got Biodu sending in a message saying, even my mom has never been this happy with any team winning the World Cup like she was with England. Kudos to them. At least EPL will start on a brighter mood. Fair enough. The English press will go ham on this. While Jure Famishaga says Neymar is spoiling the game. He's lying. He's falling at the slightest feel of fresh air or breeze. It diminishes his game, honestly, and more players have had it worse and don't go down. Neymar should change. Absolutely. Remember, Mikel almost broke his hand. We're still trying to play. We've got this in from Noah Benjamin who says, God bless you, my brother. Help me ask Tega, is it your pain? And Maya Oshadare says, football is coming home. Heck no, it's not. I haven't heard enough from the last time it came home, and I wasn't even born. God of football, please save us from them. We will hear things like, Harry Kane, the World Cup Golden Boot and World Cup winner, passes the ball to Dele Alli, another World Cup winner. I knew that's exactly what the English press are going to have a field day. Let's see. We got Sharif Uluwalik Akimbi saying England will wumble and fumble to the final. And I, for one, be very happy. However they want to make it there, just get there. And we've got Shay saying Neymar is a YU boy. You can deceive any girl. Tega, your pink is very nice. Val, you know, raise somebody. And for those goggles is Glasky. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let's see if we can go through more of the comments and just round up with those. Big E from K2 sends in this one.
I said this before. After our loss against Argentina, the politicking will start, which will cause some mayhem in our game of football. NFF is and should be independent, set by FIFA. What I see is someone trying to take share of that share of the huge bonus money, and someone should sack Solomon Dalong. He's not wise at all. And Mikel will be selfless, and he truly carried the Nigerian spirit. Very well said. Now, from Mikrodu said, Neymar is a typical example of every 1 to 5 year old baby that just cries in order to get attention. He even cries when he feels the air. My goodness. MI from Akoka said, at this rate, Neymar would beat Tom Cruise to an Oscar for his theatrics. He's doing the most and trying to grab the headlines for all the wrong reasons, except for a stellar performance. At least, well, he has changed his spaghetti hairstyle. Maybe he will get positive feedback on the last games and do better going forward.
Wow, guys, so deep. Chima B comes back to say, Etega, thank God you are not referee because you won't award Neymar any free kick, even when the opponent injures him. There's not a single one that will be awarded.
She'll probably just call the health officials. Just come and pick this boy off the field.
I'll just tell him to roll off the pitch. Or when he rolls, I'll just stand by the pitch so he can't roll back in.
And then Ibrahim Hefe sent us a brilliant meme just to round up saying this Amaju is trying now. Even if I can use my PVC to support him, I'll do it. Can someone just slap sense into Giwa and his allies with this fantastic meme, which I'm gonna have to retweet so you guys can just feel a little bit of humor this fantastic Wednesday. And I want to thank Tega for coming in this morning. It's fantastic having you as always.
Thank you.
You do look very sweet in pink. That should be like your color.
With all the sweet things that we're telling you, Tega, you should buy breakfast today.
Oh, because you bought from them on buyback.
Thank you for announcing it.
For you sort this out.
Lagos.
But you know that if I didn't announce it, I won't be taken.
It's time for us to leave. We're done with sports inside the locker room, but you can catch a replay of everything we've spoken about by going up to our YouTube channel and hitting the subscribe button. We are smooth at 98.1.
Police referee.